Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy James from What's Your Forte. As you can see, I'm at the shop Your Empire, and today we are going to be dropping the Macan on some iBox springs. So this is a must-do mod, I think, for this car, especially if you don't have the PASM or the air ride. This car just sits way too high for it to be as sporty as it is. So we're going to work on that today and solve that. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, everyone, so I got the wheels off on all four corners. The next thing you want to do this spring install is that you're gonna have bolts that are like bolting in the top suspension. So you're gonna have one like right here, one like right there, and the other two you're gonna have to remove this cover to get access to them. So to remove this cover, you kind of just put like a flathead screwdriver down on this, push back, and then you can pull this up. So I still need to do it down on that end, but yeah, once you do that, you remove the cover, then you'll be able to get access to remove everything you need to with that. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with that. All right, everyone, so now that I'm underneath, as you saw on top, I had to take off that paneling. This is a 16 mil, so I already took this bolt off, and you got to get this bolt out, and then there's also a bolt right here, and then a bolt on the other side that you'll need to get out as well. So I'm in the process of doing that. I went ahead and removed these are like 10 mils. So if I need to pull this down, I can get this out of the way, not have to worry about breaking anything. So I went ahead and did all that. So right now we're just trying to get the top done. So let's get to it. All right, everyone, so we're making progress. We got our top thing right here. This is just for me to hold this so it doesn't move too much for the brake lines. So we got the bolt out there, like I said, the bolt out there. We also had to get the bolt out from down here, which you guys can see kind of like right in here. Had to get that lower bolt out because we got to get this part out. So we're going to get a spreader. This little guard right here, this airflow guard, I just slide this up. Looks like it's zip tied to this actual bar right here. So it's just zip tied. So you just rotate it out the way so you can get an 18 mil socket right into this lower part. But yeah, so looking good there. So now I just got to spread this, get this out the way, and then we're good to go. All right, everyone, we got the front strut out. That's what it looks like. If you ever wondered what a Macan strut looks like in spring. Whew, let's get it. All right, everyone, so what I want to show you here, we got the spring off. Use a spring compressor. The top of the spring compressor is a 18. I believe it was an 18-inch to get this top off. Use a compressor to squeeze the spring, get it off. Now I've got to put the new iBox one on, reinstall the stock bump stops, and then get everything put back together, man. So it's actually not that bad. It's pretty straightforward. Not a very complicated spring install. So, and then we got a good look at the iBox springs that we're putting on. So yeah, man, let's get to it. All right, everyone, so we got one side completely done. You can kind of see the iBox springs right in there. Everything's good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do the other front. I'm not gonna video that because it's gonna be the same thing, just the opposite. And then I'll come back when we get time for the rears. All right, everyone, so we're on the driver's side and we're doing the driver's side removal. So the one thing about the driver's side is there's more stuff in the way. So you got your DME. DME is in the way to get to the two bolts right here. So what you need to do is there is like a 12 millimeter bolt there, and then a 10 millimeter bolt on this side that you have to remove. And then back here, they got a lot of stuff in the way. So this bolt right here needs to be removed. And then this plastic piece right here needs to be removed as well. And then this plastic piece right here needs to be removed as well. So I think there's two bolts right here and that one right there. All right, everyone, so I want to show you guys exactly how to take the rear spring off so you don't make the same mistakes I did, because I took off a bunch of stuff I didn't really need to take off. So I'll say the first two things you probably need to tackle: this bolt right here, definitely need to take that off, and then you need to loosen this from the back side. So the back side of that, you need to loosen it, and then you'll get this arm to drop down to get out your way. The next thing you'll need to do is loosen the strut. So you'll do that by taking the strut bolt off right here. I think this strut bolt is I think it's a 22. So take that off. So that will drop the strut to get out your way. The third thing you need to do, take off this brake caliper here. So you got your two bolts back here that you need to take off. Take off this clip, right here, and then put this out, and then get this out your way. Take the brake caliper off. Then you'll be able to get in here with a spring compressor to compress this spring enough to get this spring out. And then you just put the next one in and just reverse everything. So that's how you have to get the rear spring off. All right, everyone. So you guys just watched me struggle to put on these iBox springs. It was very difficult. It was my one of my first times doing a spring job on any Volkswagen Audi Group product. So it was a learning experience. But I was able to do it with the help of my shop, Your Empire. So this is like about 2 weeks since the install, because what I would like to do is drive around on the car. I don't want to just give you like right off the bat, you know, just like, oh, this is how it feels right off the bat. I want the car to settle in. I want the ride to settle, and I want everything to just kind of get into place before I give you my final thoughts. So that's what this is, my final thoughts. So this is, like I said, about 2 weeks from the install, and I would say everything feels really, really good. I would say that the iBox springs improve the ride tremendously. Like, the car feels smoother over bumps. It just rides just more sporty. The car feels a little bit more planted to the ground. Like, the stock springs sucked. Let me just be honest. The stock springs suck compared to these iBox. And you really don't know how bad they suck until you upgrade to actually sporty springs or performance springs, and you realize, wow, the stock springs really was built for comfort and comfort only, because these things really transform the ride. Like, I can take turns going a little faster, and the car just rides and handles bumps a lot better. And this is something that I really wasn't expecting. I was expecting it just to drop it a little bit and not to feel that much different, but it definitely felt very different to me. So that's a testament to the iBox team over there for building a very good spring. So as I stated, the drop is a little over an inch on the front and right at about an inch on the rear. Is what iBox estimates. If my numbers are a little off, I'll put them on the screen right here so you guys can kind of see the official numbers from iBox. But yeah, definitely can tell that. So I didn't really tell many people that I lowered it. I just started hanging around my buddies. We was going to some car shows locally and stuff like that. And you know, one of them was like, "Hey, did you lower your car?" And I was like, "Okay." So people can notice it is a very subtle drop. It isn't like the biggest drop in the world. It is a very subtle drop, but it is one that you can recognize if you've seen the car before, if you've seen a stock car. So it's a very subtle drop. I really wanted more of a closer to a 2-inch drop, but I don't feel comfortable dropping the car 2 inches on springs with stock dampers. I really wanted to do coilovers, but I couldn't find any coilovers for this car that does not have, you know, for this spec of car that were in stock that I wanted. I looked at KW, looked at some other brands, and everything was back ordered out of stock. So I was like, well, I'll do springs for the time being, because they said back order, out of stock, no ETA. So they may not even make them anymore. Who knows? You know, this car's in 2019, which means it probably came out late 2018. So, you know, that's a couple years ago, you know. So they might not even make that car. They might not even make these coilovers anymore for this car. So hopefully they do, so I can get some and I can get it. I think a 2-inch drop in this car will look great. But I'm gotta stick with what I got right now. And yeah, I still think it looks good. I can definitely notice it, you know, being around a car as much as I have, being the owner. And then looking at it now, I can definitely tell that it is lower to the ground. And I like that. I like it a lot. So I definitely am not going to be mad at that. At the end of the day, I think the car rides good. It looks good. And I'll be putting up some shots right now so you guys can kind of see what the car looks like now with the current stance. And yeah, man, I think the car looks good, and we're gonna rock with it right now. We're gonna rock with the way it looks. It handles good, and I'm happy with it so far. So I can't complain too much. But yeah, man, that's gonna be today's video. Hope you guys like this video. Hope you guys appreciate it. If you have any questions about installing springs on your Macan, let me know down in the comments. Let me know what you think of the drop. I know it's not the most aggressive thing in the world. I'm not slammed, but the ride improvement alone was worth it for me. And that was an unexpected surprise. So I'll take that and I'll roll with that. So again, that's going to be today's video, and I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.